Right, I'm back down the farm today and I'm just having a little sort out, a little move around and just rearranging a few things. So I thought I'd show you. I've turned my dyno around. So my dyno obviously used to be about here and used to drive the cars on forward. So I've turned it around and moved it that way, obviously. So now I'm going to hook some ramps on the front so that you have to reverse cars up and over the dyno. So now front wheel drive cars will sit here, and I'm going to make, not here obviously because they'll be on the floor, but I've got some steel box section here. And my plan today is I'm going to, out of this box section, I'm going to make a platform. I've got some sheet metal next door that the steel guy got in for me. And I'm going to make a platform. I was just going to do 2 runners. And then I was actually going to put the dyno on these wheels. I bought these. These are gate wheels for like sliding gates and stuff, like that you have at the front of your house. But these are heavy duty ones, so they take 600 kilograms each. So it'd be like 2.4 now, I've got to do some maths. 2.4 ton? Yeah, 2.4 ton with 4 of them. And all I was going to do is where I've welded box section on the bottom of my dyno in one of my last videos to jack it up, obviously because of the flywheel, so that don't hit the floor. I was literally going to drill a hole through here, machine some spacers up, cut a slot out at the bottom, and then tuck them in there. And then they roll on this sort of track stuff. So you bolt this flat plate to the floor and then weld this upturn angle iron on the top of it, and then wheels roll on it. And I was going to do 2 tracks, front and back, so I can move the dyno forward and back for front wheel drive and rear wheel drive. But for now, I'm just going to leave it here because I only really do front wheel drive stuff at the moment. So I'm just going to make the table so that I can just reverse the front wheel drive cars over the platform, and then the noise goes into the unit rather than out the unit to keep the neighbours happy. And yeah, that's the plan. Don't really know how it's going to work out. I'm literally just going to play it by ear as I always do. So let's crack on and see what happens. And so yeah, sorry if it's a little bit jerky, by the way. I've actually left my gimbal at home, so I'm having to like freehand the GoPro, so it might be a bit jumpy, but I'll try and steady my hand as best as I can. So yeah, let's crack on and see what happens. And half hour later, this is what I've come up with. So I've put some angle iron along there, and I'm literally put 3 runners off. Now I know what you're going to say, this metal would be a lot stronger if I turned it up on its side, but this is like really thick walled. I think it's like 4 or 5 mil block box section, and I don't think it's going to fold that way. And the reason I've put it this way around is because I've got 2 massive sheets of like 5.2 mil 5-bar plates, steel 5-bar plates go over the top of it. So yeah, I'm going to make a bit more of a frame at the back. I'm going to leave a gap at the front so that when I strap the cars to the dyno, I've got room to, like, you know, put my straps down. And maybe I'll weld some like mounting hooks on the back of the dyno just to make life a bit easier. And I've still got some storage under the dyno, which is nice. Doesn't look like it, but when they're all level, this sort of framework's going to taper down at the back. So I tried cutting the metal with my chop saw, and I think the blade's blunt. So I've had to resort to making this jig and cutting it with a bandsaw. So I'm going to get a straighter cut. Just takes ages. So yeah, this is me at the minute. So I've done the back bit of the table. I've done obviously the bars there. MIG welded that on there. I'm quite happy with that. Just need to get the next sheet in, lay it on there, then trim the edge down, MIG it all on. Obviously going to leave a gap there for the straps. Yeah. I've also got to put some angle iron on the front so I can hook ramps on the front now. So obviously I used to drive into it that way. Progress. What? Progress. So, been a bit productive. Finished off the back of the bed, pieced in the little bits at the front, and then we skidded the whole thing back. It's quite tight in the corner, but if need be, I can take them shelves down and get a bit more room. I mean, this is a Golf, and I don't think I'm going to be dynoing anything much longer than a Golf anyway. I mean, my dyno's only good for like 350 wheel horsepower, something like that, so I think that's about its limit. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Problem is my ratchet straps that go over the arms They're so close to the car that I can't actually ratchet them now, so I'm going to cut some of this flat plate metal I've got, bend it round into hooks, and then weld the hooks onto the bottom of there, then take the strap off the bottom of the ratchet strap, hook it down low so I can just ratchet it from here. That's the idea anyway. But I'm quite happy with how that come out. And moving the dyno back as well, I seem to have like a little bit more room in front of it, so rear wheel drive cars I can probably just drop the back in and have them sit about here-ish, something like that, so I can still shut the door when I'm mucking around. I need to go get my TV bracket because I plan on putting the TV up on the wall, just so it's like up there and out the way, and then I can see everything a bit closer to the screen as well. But yeah, quite happy with how it's come out. Right, I'm going to crack on and do some more, back in a bit. So I cut some strips of that metal down and welded it onto the front of the dyno. I was going to try and bend them down and like weld this bit underneath, but as I've got the big forklift thing here, but I haven't got round to it yet, obviously. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Now I can actually ratchet a car down easier, hopefully, yeah, release it easier as well, and they just hook on. Made life a lot easier. Yeah. So it's another day, another rainy day as well. This beautiful British weather that we have. So I've been mucking about with the dyno a bit more. I've got my ramps off my recovery truck. Still haven't got some dedicated ramps, so I always have to rely on the recovery truck, so I need to make something there. Finished the bed off, left this hole so we can drop the straps down when strapping over the bottom arms. Put the TV up on the wall, so everything's up here now. Cut an old shelf up, put that up as well, so now I've got somewhere to put the laptop, and the dyno controller can sit up there. This did work, there you go. Got it all up on the big screen now. So when I'm sitting about here, I can actually see the TV a bit better, especially the AFR gauge and stuff like that. Got the AFR probe at the back. So yeah. I haven't actually tested it since it's been this way round, so I've got an old Golf outside, so I'm going to throw that on and just have a muck around strapping it down and that, and see if I can do some power runs, see if it still works this way around and what it's like. Don't know what I'm going to do with the cooling fan either. I need to make like a table to make it like higher, so that obviously when the cars are on the dyno, the fan sits like in line with the front of the car rather than on the floor. But yeah, I'm going to put the Golf on and just have a little muck about and see how it pans out. Just backing up, although I'm about to fall off the ramp, completely forgot. I need to connect my airline to here. Nothing sophisticated. Right, hang on. And what that does is jack the middle of the dyno up, and it also locks the rollers as well, so I can drive over it without it free spooling. Need to make some sort of a valve, make it look a little bit more professional, I reckon, but I'll put that on the to-do list with everything else. So I put the Golf on the dyno, but when I started running it up, I remembered that I bought that Golf with a fault, and it smokes really bad when it gets hot, and when it started smoking, it started to run away a little bit, so I think it's got a turbo problem. So I quite quickly took it off the dyno, because I don't want that running. I've got 2 fire extinguishers in here, and I don't want to have to clean up the mess, so I took it straight off the dyno. I'm going to have a little ring around the farm, see if anyone's got a front wheel drive car I can borrow. Wish me luck. Been for a walk around the farm, and no one's here. Well, no one's got a car that I can borrow. Do you ever get an idea in your head and you just know it's going to be a bad idea and you know it's not going to end well, but you still just go with it anyway because that's the kind of person you are? I wonder how much power my recovery truck makes. Just fits on the rollers. At least I'll have plenty of tie down points. So I've got the recovery truck strapped down on the dyno. It's hanging out the front of the workshop. This is just probably one of my worst ideas I've ever had, I think. Right, let's power run my 2.3 petrol 2009 full transit recovery truck. Forgive me for the poor shots, but I'm literally just going to have to balance you there like that. Right, I've already calibrated all like the wheel speed stuff, so I can literally just fire it up and away I go. I've left it on petrol as well because it also runs on LPG. Doing the runs in 3rd gear. Gonna let it coast down a bit. We'll feel my prop shaft vibrating. Flywheel's going through it. Right, let me stop the run. £131 horsepower. Recovery truck's hunting like mad now. I've killed it. Oh, that's bad, just because the back wheels are going. I'm quite happy with this dyno now it's set up. Let's have a look on the laptop where we can actually see what we're doing. So it made, yeah, 100 and... Ah, right, wheel horsepower. How do I get it to read fly then? 110 wheel horsepower. A little AFR curve as well, look. I wonder if I change it to print preview. Ah, there we go. Can I see it bigger on that screen? How do I get this to... Oh, that's better. I can't see it. All work in progress. Hold up. Can't I? How do I move that across? There we go. Gives me the data. Look at that. So it made 112.59 wheel horsepower and 125 foot-pounds of torque. Losses, it calculated a 19 horsepower loss, which I don't think's too over-exaggerated of a loss, if you know what I mean. For like a rear-wheel drive truck, I think that's pretty alright, considering I've got double wheels on the back as well. Look how close it is to the rollers. And yeah, so it calculated a loss of 19.4 horsepower, which gives me a total horsepower of 131.99. Now, this truck, when it was new, come out of the factory with 145 horsepower, so it's not unrealistic for it now to make 130 horsepower, considering I've got no airflow going through the front as well. So I'm quite happy with that. Well, I think I'm going to end this video here. You've seen me prat around with my dyno some more. I've actually got it up and running now, so I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, till next time. Cheers, guys.